Today, we're going to be talking about GTA 5 Online and GTA 6, possibly. Now, you guys know that I don't really make too many videos on GTA 6 unless it comes straight from the horse's mouth. And yesterday, there was an interview with Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, obviously the big head honcho of Rockstar Games. So I saw some tweets about this over on Twitter or X, and I've also seen there's a few creators that's made videos on this. I haven't seen the interview, but I wanted to watch it myself and react to it with you guys just so we can see exactly what he's talking about and just see if there's any information here on the future of GTA 5 and GTA 5 Online as well as GTA 6. So let's go ahead and jump into it here together. So this interview was about 20 hours ago with Bloomberg Television. So we're going to listen and we're going to go over it here together. Hopefully I'm just going to make sure the sounds and everything is okay. But we're starting off here. You can see 5 minutes in. The first 5 minutes I've watched and it's just more of just him walking through or talking through some things. Nothing of that much importance. But from here, he started talking about GTA 5. So we'll take a little listen and I'll give you my opinions. And you guys can obviously let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think as well. All right, let's jump into it.
What we find so exciting about that ongoing engagement today is that once upon a time, the interactive entertainment business looked like the movie business, one and done. You go out to the market after, an enormous creative effort and hope for the best. Today, hit experiences, obviously hit experiences, no one wants more of something if it's not a hit, but hit experiences can become what we call live services. They really are alive. So Grand Theft Auto Online has been around for 12 years. And it continues to engage and captivate audiences, and it's bigger than ever, depending on the day.
So yeah, I mean, we can't argue with that. 100% true. So video games, it used to be you would pay, let's say, $50 for a video game. You would go to the store, you'd buy that video game, you'd sit and you'd play it, and then you'd complete it, and it was basically done. You could obviously go back and play through it again. But in modern times, especially with GTA Online or any online game, these games aren't just a one and done, right? It's kind of like how he was saying there about the movie industry. When you make a movie, you put the movie out, people go and watch it, and then that's it done. You can go back and watch it again if you want, but it's basically one and done. And that's how video games were. But now with online, you have DLCs, you have expansions, especially GTA Online. We have the weekly updates. We have like the DLCs that come every twice a year. And then we get drip feed of those DLCs as well. So video games has definitely changed. I'm curious to say if he's going to say anything else, expand on that.
GTA Plus is up 10% year over year.
So that is interesting. GTA Plus is up 10% year over year. I know GTA Plus is kind of a touchy subject, I would say, in the community. Some people really like it. Some people don't like it at all. I would say the people that don't like it think it's pay to win, think you have to pay for a service or in order to get better things. And realistically, with GTA Plus, you don't get better things. You can get things for free, like with vehicles and with weapons. And you can get bonuses that most people don't get. Like recently, they had the 2 times pay on Hangar when nobody else had that. Now, obviously, we have it now and they have 4 times pay. That seems like something they're going to do going forward because they've done that with this. They've done it with the bunker. So everyone will get like a 2 times bonus. But if you have GTA Plus, looks like it would seem going forward, you'll get like 4 times pay on things. So some people don't like that. Now, there's the other people who are like, hey, which I kind of don't mind. It's like, hey, you know what? I have this little extra money. I don't get to play the game as much as some people. I'd rather be able to jump in, get some benefits, and get my money's worth, right? If you don't mind paying like the $7 a month, I think it is now for this game, or for GTA Plus, I'm nothing against that, right? If it's something that you get benefit from, something that you feel like it is worth your money. A lot of people, Netflix can be like $15 a month, but maybe you pay $5, $6, $7 a month for GTA Plus, and you get more use out of that than you would on Netflix. Maybe you only watch Netflix like once or twice a day, or once or twice a week, I should say, whereas GTA Plus, maybe you use it every single day. And time is money, right? So if you pay a little bit of money, you'll be able to get things a little bit faster with GTA Plus. I don't mind it. I think in GTA 6, we're definitely going to have GTA Plus. They're probably going to change it a little bit, maybe make it more of like a battle pass. But yeah, 10% year after year, it is still growing. So anyway, let's continue here.
So on the one hand, Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold in on 210 million units, which is extraordinary.
That's nuts.
On the other hand, the online experience is a living, breathing, daily experience for millions of people.
So the online experience extended the life, essentially, of these games, because you can play a new game with people around the world.
Greatly, yes, and it's highly social, it's highly engaging, And Rockstar Games, in the case of Grand Theft Auto Online, continues to deliver new content regularly, which keeps audiences excited and engaged.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is what it is, right? This isn't any new information. Just talking about how it is with games right now, and GTA Online definitely is, right? There is still people like myself that play this game every single day. There's still loads of new people that are still coming to this game. This game's been out for so long now, and there's still so many new players coming to the game. And I think as soon as they announce trailer 2, I think it's going to be a huge influx of players, or at least as soon as they announce the release date for GTA 6, there's going to be a massive influx of players. Kind of like there was when they did trailer 1 for GTA 6. When that came out, there was so many more people playing GTA Online just out of excitement for the new game. And I think once we've got a release date for this, you're going to see a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people, coming to play GTA 5 just to get ready for 6. But anyway, let's continue.
So you mentioned Grand Theft Auto. We have to talk about that when you talk about the large cinematic experience on a console. Give us a sense of Grand Theft Auto 5 versus 6. It's been 12 years now. Seems like a long time. Why does it?
It's been so long, my guy. You have no idea. You have no idea how long it's been. Listen, I think for somebody like myself who's a content creator, it can't come soon enough, right? But I do want them to polish the game. I want it to be a good game. I don't want them to rush it. But as somebody who makes content on it, yeah, I want to make content. I need some new, fresh stuff, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that still play currently that watch my videos and guides and things. They're ready. We're all here waiting for a new game. But I think a lot of people, the majority of the GTA audience, the majority of people that have played GTA 5 over the last decade, most of them aren't playing anymore. So they are just waiting for this game. They're not sitting around every day like maybe you and I are, looking for news on Twitter, looking for any sort of information. They're just doing other things. They're playing other games. They're just waiting for it. When a trailer comes out, they'll get hyped. But the majority of the GTA audience isn't really playing it anymore, I would say. I would say we're a small minority of people that are sitting around waiting, because this is going to be the biggest launch of any game ever. And I'm sure the majority of the people who are going to be buying this game haven't been watching my guides on hangers recently. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue.
Take that long to come up with 6?
Yeah,
well,
good question.
Really two reasons. The first is we set an intention actually to rest our intellectual property. So some of our competitors come to market very regularly, maybe even annually, with their titles.
Yeah, man, and it feels like just a money grab. Call of Duty comes to mind. I used to love Call of Duty. They would come out with a new title every year, and it was fresh and new and exciting, and then it got to the point where it feels like it was just so much recycled content. It was like the same thing over and over again, until they obviously released like Warzone and things like that. But there is a lot of games that release them over and over and over, and I'm sure Call of Duty is what comes to mind when he's talking about this.
We only annualize our sports entertainment titles. For our non-sports titles,
which makes sense because they are relevant, right? You've got to release sports titles every year because they change every year, and you want to keep up with the relevancy, right? You can't release like a sports game and then keep it for like 3 years because the teams change, the structure changes, all that stuff. So anyway,
I think you need to create enormous anticipation on the one hand, and of course on the other hand, it takes a long time to develop these big, robust experiences. Rockstar Games seeks perfection in what they do, and the perfection's a pretty high bar. It takes a long time, and the reflection of that approach is in the success of Grand Theft Auto 5, which has actually excelled in 3 console generations, which is extraordinary. And today,
we know that, but I would also argue I think they could have popped out GTA 6 sooner. But I think exactly that. I think GTA 5 has made them so much money over multiple generations of consoles and over the years, having the expansions, having all these DLCs that come out. They've been able to milk this thing, right? They've been able to make money year after year after year. And now that it's slowing down dramatically, I would assume it's time to pop out a new game. I'm not saying that it didn't take them 10 plus years to make. I'm sure it took them a long time. But I do think the success of GTA 5 has a lot to do with that. In the early days with like GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, they were releasing them almost year after year. Like GTA 3 to Vice City, they were so close together, and then they started getting further and further away, and GTA 5 has had so much success, they don't need to release another one right away. They can keep that one they have while developing another game. And I think a lot of the new game as well comes down to just the state of the world, right? I'm sure they've made so many missions and things within GTA 6 that they've probably got rid of and deleted now because of just the way that the world is. And I'm sure they've added and changed things. I know he did say, I don't know if it was him or somebody else that said that they couldn't release GTA 6 under a Trump presidency. Like, this was years ago. And I can only assume, because it is satire, right? They poke fun at everyone, and I'm sure they make fun of, like, Trump or, you know, all these other characters. They won't necessarily say their name, but it'll be very obvious in game who they're poking fun at, just like they did in GTA 5. And he did say, or it may not have been him, but one of the big Rockstar people said that they couldn't release this game under a Trump presidency. So I'm sure now that Trump's got back in, they're probably like, oh God, right? Maybe they poke fun at him or something. And you know, Trump would probably come after them and be like, this is ridiculous. They're trying to shut it down, try and ban it. And that could happen. We don't know. We don't know. But anyway, let's continue.
Hey, it's still the standard bearer for the industry, even though it was launched so many years ago. And that's kind of astonishing in a business where the technology is continuing to change at a pretty steep rate. So think of the high bar that creates, you know, for us, of course, but much more so for the consumer.
Take us into the development process. What goes into that process? Who's doing the developing? Where are they? What actually goes into it?
Well, it depends on the team. We have team sizes that are as small as 20 people in the mobile space and as large as thousands of people in the console space. And our studios are all over the world. They're greatly distributed. We have a big presence in the state of California. We have presence in Toronto. We're all over Europe. We have a massive presence in Edinburgh, where a lot of people in Turkey, of all places, and in China, India, so we're all over the world. You need to be where the talent is. And you can't just centralize because you'll run out of talent in that location.
How do you find talent in
Okay, so I don't think anyone here wants to know how they find talent. Rockstar is very good at finding talent. We know that. So let me skip through here until we get some more information either on GTA 5 and its future or GTA 6. Okay, so I don't know what he's saying here, but he did say something that sparked my interest. So let's see what he says.
Are there things that you can do to get an indication of whether it's a hit in advance? I mean, in the film business, as I understand it, for example, you'll have focus groups. So before the studio actually launches the film,
how do we know if this is going to be good?
Where it's going. Do you have that for Grand Theft Auto 6, for example?
Yes, very much so. And now this wouldn't necessarily be true for a big console release, but for many releases, we can actually go out into the market and test actively. We do so in the mobile space, where you'll go to...
Yeah, but he didn't ask about the mobile space, my guy. He asked about GTA 6. We know they're not testing it with people, man. I don't think that they've invited people to come and play it. It's so obvious that it's GTA 6. There'd be so many people that would be leaking it. I don't know, man.
6 or 7 different countries, not your biggest markets, not the US. And you will test the products well before you launch them. And on the console side, we can do a lot of testing as well, and we do. We have consumers come in and play the games along the way and give us feedback. You're right, in the movie business...
But you don't do that with... There's no way anyone's playing 6, man. I don't think anyone's playing 6.
There is testing, but what do you test? You can't really test before you have a rough cut. To have a rough cut, you've shot the entire thing. And that's why there are more reshoots today than ever before, but reshoots are really expensive. And also, if you're in reshoot land, often, my experience has been, having overseen a lot of movies, you're already in trouble if you're in reshoot land.
See, that's what I was going back to, reshoot land. Like when they had said earlier, years ago, that they couldn't release it under a Trump administration. Do you think they've reshot anything? Do you think they've had to go back and change things? I don't know. I don't think they would tell us here, but...
When you think about launching a console, there are trailers that are released. For example, there are, as I understand, for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yes!
Does the popularity...
There's been one trailer so far, yeah.
There's been one trailer.
Does the popularity of the trailer indicate how the game's going to do?
Yeah.
Well...
Yeah.
Sorta, which is to say, if no one paid any attention to the trailer, that'd be a bad sign. But there's no guarantee that you could put out a great trailer and still not have a successful release. In the same way you would have that with, marketing any property.
Whether it's in cinema or whether it's in video games, it's ultimately the creative talent that drives the business. How do you lock up the creative talent? Is there a lot of competition for that creative talent? Are you at risk of losing some of it?
Look, probably the thing that I think our teams do best would be attracting, retaining, and motivating our creative teams.
Okay,
one of
so
the
he's
things I'm
talking about the
probably
teams
most proud
again.
of.
So, listen, I'm not knocking the teams and the developers and all that. That's great, but we want to hear, is there any news coming?
What is a hit? I mean, what numbers do you look at? What metrics do you look at? As you're looking, for example, toward GTA 6, I mean, what kind of range sort of makes it a hit for you?
Well, you would look at unit sales for something like GTA 6 or NBA 2K or Borderlands or Civilization, and you would look at the sales of the last iteration, or in the case of new intellectual property.
I mean, let's be honest. We all know this is going to be a hit. Even if people afterwards were like, this game's not that great, it's still going to sell millions and millions and millions and hundreds of millions of copies, right? People are going to be buying this. It's going to probably have the most amount of copies sold of any video game of all time within the first 24 hours. Easily. So it's going to be a hit. So it's hard. I mean, they don't really need to do much. The GTA 5 has been so successful, they know this is going to be a hit, man.
Get a sense of what you think that thing looks like and compare it to other similar releases. And on the mobile side, you would be looking at ultimately you'd be looking at your revenue and your profitability.
We don't care about
to
mobile.
get a sense of what a hit is.
You're a consumer business. You're selling to consumers. How do you get a sense of what the consumer wants? I mean, take Grand Theft Auto 6, for example. Very big launch. How do you get a sense of what the consumer's after?
It's such a great question, and it's a complicated question because, of course,
I can't wait to hear what he says here. But I've been saying this for a while too. With the DLCs we get, there's been a lot of updates that they've done in GTA 5 over the last few years, and it honestly feels like they're testing things for 6, right? GTA Online, in my opinion, is a testing ground. They're seeing how different businesses work with the bail office, with even things like taxi businesses, or even now with the Mackenzie Field hangar, or even the Cluckenbell Farm Raid, where you don't have to buy the business. It's just a business that's available for everyone, or not even a business, but a storyline that's available to everyone. So they've definitely been testing out over the last few years what people like, what people don't like. So I feel like that's how they can test it. I don't think they would say, well, we'll see. Let's see what he says.
The development starts so far in advance of when the launch is going to occur. And I think it's one of the things that our creative teams do so well, which is they have a sense of where this property needs to be at a point in the future. They have a vision for that. And with regard to new
100%, right? I think they are very aware that they want the same as they've had with GTA 5, the longevity, right? They want to create a game. They're thinking about, okay, we're going to release this game. It's going to be great, but how can we keep this fresh, active, and one of the biggest games of all time for a decade? So I'm sure that's what they're thinking. And it's going to be online. It's going to be online. Is going to be the big moneymaker for GTA 6. The story's going to be great, I'm sure, but online is where this thing's going to go.
Intellectual property, it's maybe even more complicated. But of course, done the right way, what drives our business is the creative passion of extraordinary people with amazing talent.
Okay, so that is, yeah, true. Let's move on again. I want to see if there's any more info here. All right, he's talking AI now.
I'm often asked is, does generative AI mean that, you know, someone sitting at home can ask ChatGPT 14 to, you know, make a GTA competitor, code it, give me the marketing materials, and we're off to the races. I don't believe for a minute that that's going to happen. There's no evidence that tool sets allow people to win creatively. So I don't think that we're in a situation where generative AI is going to change the underlying business dynamics. To the contrary, I think these are phenomenal digital tools, and the more mundane tasks will be done more automatically, and that's the history of our business. And the creative tasks will still be done by amazing human beings.
Yeah, when it comes to AI, I think maybe they will do something in the future. I don't know if it'll be in 6 or not, but like NPCs, right? The way NPCs act, the way NPCs, talk to you and stuff like that. Maybe they will have some sort of AI in that, which makes it more, it's different every time you go into the game and like listen to just NPCs walking around town talking. Maybe that could be AI where they generate things. I don't know, but I feel like that will go that way, but I'm not sure if it'll be there for 6. All right, they're about to talk now. I haven't listened to it, but he does talk about marketing. So obviously talking about trailers, when they're going to release it, hopefully. He's not going to say when he's going to release it here, but let's listen to his thoughts on marketing.
You mentioned marketing. How do you market a big console game like Grand Theft Auto 6?
So it probably doesn't look much different than motion picture marketing. So we'll do a lot of brand marketing for a big release. We'll use outdoor, we'll still be on television. The bulk of our spend, though, will be more directed to a consumer. It's more performance marketing. So we will use social media, and the audio-visual material against which we advertise will typically be delivered by Hulu, for example, as opposed to network television. And we don't spend money on Super Bowl ads typically. But you will see us in outdoor for our big releases. I believe in outdoor. So there's the combination of brand marketing and performance marketing. We also have a company-wide consumer database of hundreds of millions of active records. We can market directly to those consumers legally because we have a relationship with them. We've been in touch with them. So while observing privacy regulations worldwide strictly, we can reach out in many instances to consumers within our database and say, hey, this is available. We think you're going to like this.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the reasons they've been boosting up their Discord recently too. It's a free, easy way for them to get all the people that care about GTA Online, or GTA in general, GTA 6, any of their games. They can pull them all together into a Discord, right? And they can just promote things within there, and they don't have to pay a cent. So I'm sure that's why they've been boosting up their Discord recently.
You made a big acquisition in Zynga. How's it gone?
Well, we closed that deal in mid-22. And, as the ink was drying on the contract, the mobile business actually declined for the first time in its history. So one could argue that the timing wasn't great. The truth is, we weren't playing for 2022. Around here, we think about the future of this company.
Well, they're talking about mobile gaming there. I'm not interested in that. So let's skip ahead. All right, guys. I've just heard him say the question we've all been asking. And it's right here at the end of this. So hopefully we get some juicy information here. Come on. Give it to us.
One of the biggest questions right now in all gaming, in entertainment generally, is when does Grand Theft Auto 6 come out? Which seems to be a very carefully held secret. Why is it so carefully held as a secret?
The anticipation for that title may be the greatest anticipation I've ever seen for an entertainment property. And I've been around the block a few times.
100%.
And I've been in every entertainment business there is. And we want to maintain the anticipation and the excitement. And we do have competitors who will describe their release schedule for years in advance. And we found that the better thing to do is to provide marketing materials relatively close to the release window in order to create that excitement on the one hand and balance the excitement with unmet anticipation.
Yeah. So Rockstar is in a very unique position that no one else has really ever been in. I mean, you see it online all the time, right? For years, it's been like, oh, we got X, Y, and Z before GTA 6. This happened before GTA 6. That is something that I see everywhere. Like, it doesn't have to do anything to do with gaming or anything. And it'll be like, oh, we got this before GTA 6. The entire world is anticipating and waiting for GTA 6. And I think the fact that they haven't been saying anything, it just makes people even more interested in it. If we knew when it was coming, if we knew all of this information and we got everything that we want already, that anticipation would slowly die off. Not completely, let's be honest, but it would slowly. Look at, for example, we had the trailer 1, huge spike. Everyone was super excited about it. Like I say, you got tons of people coming back to GTA 5. Right? And then now it's been, 500 days or something since that first trailer. And the anticipation's kind of dropped down. You see people are getting angry now and upset. And people are like, I'm over it. So I think having that anticipation of people waiting, it makes it, you want it even more because you don't know anything about it. And I think that he's right as far as marketing it right near the release or closer to the release. Because that way, just like the first trailer, you get this huge hype about it. And so if they're going to do the majority of their marketing right before the game comes out, the hype's going to be huge and it's not going to have a time to die down. It's going to be, boom, here's the info, here's screenshots, here's videos, here's little story teasers or online teasers, and then boom, the game will come out and it'll be at the peak of the excitement. So I get that. Instead of being like, oh, the game's coming out, you know, this date a year from now or whatever, people will be like, okay, it's not going to be coming for a while. We'll wait. But with this, the anticipation's so high that when we get something, it's just going to break the internet. And hopefully they'll announce the release soon after all of these trailers and things drop. I would assume this summer, the beginning of summer, maybe in June, is when we'll start getting the release date, like when we'll know the date for it. I don't think we're going to get... Maybe we'll get something in... Sorry, that's a piece of dust. Maybe we'll get something in April this month coming up. But I think June is probably when it's going to start hyping up. I really do. But anyway, let's continue. He's got literally 3 seconds left. What else is he going to say? Nothing, I'm sure.
I don't always get it exactly right, but that's what we're trying to do.
All right, guys, so there we have it. Straight out of the horse's mouth. Strauss Zelnick, CEO Take-Two Interactive. Not really... Again, they're not going to announce anything on these interviews, right? But the fact that they're doing interviews right now is kind of cool. But I do think the hype is going to start coming. I would say June. I know there's a lot of speculation for April 1st, right? That wouldn't surprise me. Rockstar is just kind of how they do things, right? Doing it on April Fool's Day would kind of fit there. Just the way they are. They're satirical. The way that they do satire. But I would say the takeaway from this is they clearly want to create something like GTA 5. They want something that has longevity, something that they can continue creating content on for decades to come. I do think GTA 6 is going to be one of those games where it's just going to keep expanding. Maybe after this, they won't do like GTA 7. It'll be more of an expansion of 6. So you'll get more like a new map, but it'll be within 6, right? So you can play the map that comes out with 6, and then instead of bringing out a new game, there'll be an expansion, and there'll be a whole new section that we can do. That's where I think that GTA is going. But as far as when is it coming out and the marketing, it would seem he's just said that he feels like it's better when you do it closer to it. So I would assume June. I do. I think June is when we'll get a lot of information, a lot of marketing, a lot of trailers, a lot of screenshots. And then, you know, that'll be full speed ahead. You'll have the entire summer. You'll have June, July, August, September, October. And then I think it'll release in November, in my opinion. But I can't wait, man. And we still have a new DLC coming. We don't know what it is yet, but we still have something coming. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about all this. Does something like this make you hyped? But at least, listen, we've got this from the horse's mouth. We can stop listening to all these other Twitter people that are doing these countdowns for when it's coming out and stuff. Nobody knows, but I would say that it sounds like it's still going to be coming out this year. People worry that the marketing, they're like, oh, they would have marketed it by now if it's coming out this year. Well, he said it himself. He feels like it's better to market closer to the release. So it's still looking good. Now, we still have May before June comes around. We still have May when they do their final call, right? Where they could say it's delayed. So I wouldn't put, you know, all my eggs in one basket just yet. It could still be delayed till next year. We'll find that out in May. So just keep that in mind, right? But anyway, I'll give you the information, like I say, when it comes directly from the horse's mouth or when it's just actual information. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Goodbye.